Tribe, welcome back. It's me again, Mr. Hall, author, artist, founder, conscious systems architect, ethical kink and taboo content creator and educator, alien, guide, medium, channel, shaman, ultra-terrestrial being, interdimensional being, near-death survivor, near-divine experiencer, many labels, layers, titles out of the way. I'm here to give you some confirmation, possibly add some context, give some perspective, and deepen your perception as we are all experiencing this human existence collectively, exploring the unexplainable and yet undeniable. We practice omnism and animism here within this space, also non-duality, and we don't look at time linearly. So whenever you're seeing this message, it's a confirmation that it's a message for you, possibly, okay? Excuse me, spiritual release, if you know, you know. Also, okay. As soon as I begin the video, I begin to channel, okay? All right, and I digress. Remember, this is a worldwide interdimensional reading, okay? So everything is not going to be for you or resonate with you, all right? And that's okay. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay, so, okay. All right, and also, if at any point in this channeled message you feel safe or unsafe rather, and or you feel you need any form of medical attention, I am not a medical professional and or a authority within law enforcement, so please do find the proper authorities and or medical personnel that will be able to assist you in your country, area, region, realm, or dimension, okay? Also, if you would like to book a session, click the link above in the bio. From there, you'll see the calendar, dates and times, and we'll be able to have a one-on-one video session communicating directly in referencing connecting to your energy, okay? So, okay, so much information coming in, tribe, okay. Okay. Whew. All right, I do want to mention a few things that I picked up. I digress. This reading is going to be for those seeing the repeating number 1. So you may be seeing 1, 11, 111, okay? Okay, so this number 1 in this instance is resonating with some form of new beginning, and I'm picking up this new beginning as some form of blocking, right? So you may have blocked out something, you may have separated yourself and removed yourself. I'm picking up purge, cleanse, okay? Also some major shift, similarly to when the camera started to shake there, okay? Something about proprioception that's coming up now. Proprioception. Okay, something about possibly therapy, masks, and self-sabotage. So you may have blocked some form of self-sabotaging nature that was being projected onto you, maybe something around ego inflation and or literalism. Confirmation, I'm not sure if you heard that, tribe. Okay, yeah, I'm picking up this imagery of some form of master energy, okay? You've encountered some form of master energy within yourself, okay? And you're recognizing what is true and real, okay? Not so only real, but true and real, okay? And this may have been a bit of a shakeup, okay? As the statement coming to mind is believing you're above the system, okay? So I'm picking up on this energy of your self-empowerment, your liberation of spirit, soul, energy, consciousness, your freedom to exist in between and within and in multi-dimensional ways may have triggered some outside or external energy or perceived to be external energy to misinterpret. This did come up in the last reading, a bit about misinterpretation, and I'd move forward. So Something symbolic about the X as well, okay? Something primordial about this energy, this primordial X, okay? So you're right on target, or you've hit the spot of something. Your discernment around what is meant for you is literally so aligned with this literalism here, right? So you've blocked something out in a literal way, okay, within the physical realm, and or you've really recognized some form of projection towards self-sabotage. Something going south. Someone may be heading south. Someone may be traveling or heading to the south. Okay. I'm also picking up the names Nick, Greg. Okay. Or someone's name may begin with an N, or someone's name may begin with a G. Okay. I'm also picking up Vedic, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Okay. You may be looking into different mantras as well. Something about you having gained some form of infrared capabilities, okay, around survival and self-defense. Something is just so clear to you that it's unmistakable, okay? It's just something that you recognize, or recognizing specific things. You may be looking into sometics, the study, I believe, of hidden symbolism, or the nature and communication of symbols, okay? Something about astrocytes, okay? So these would be cells within the brain, okay? So you may be taking a look at neuroscience as well, okay? Turning out to be in charge, right? So you may have recognized, this feels like a lot of revelation energy, okay? A lot of revelation energy coming to maybe the artistic community, engineering communities, therapist community, mystics, system thinkers, okay? Anyone tuned into living, okay? Truly living versus existing, I'm picking up, and guided to mention it this way, but anyone tired of living on autopilot, okay? You're really seeing through any form of real that specifically is not true, okay? The numbers 18 and 19 may be significant, breaking down into an 8 and a 9. Someone may be born in the year of the 89, okay, confirmation. Also, something may be significant if we look at time linearly for the year 1918. Okay. Yeah. There may have been this energy attempting to spiritually sit you down, or you may have done a spiritual sit down, right? You may have connected with your guides, your higher self, non-human intelligences, right? Separating from people or society or anything human, okay? You may have been making separations from anything human for a moment, and in that moment that you did this, confirmation if you're planning to do this or if you did this, it really strengthened your discernment, okay? Your ability to really differentiate between true and real and what is both and more, okay? Yeah. You no longer chasing, okay? Someone's name may be Chase, all right? You no longer chasing to receive, you're allowing yourself to receive, okay? Something about reality denial and or isolation without grounding, right? So you've grounded yourself, okay? And or it's just this energy of such gaslighting energy. There may have been some form of spiritual warfare, and or you've recognized that in the totality, right, if you are creating, some would say within spiritual circles and intellectual communities, you are consciously creating your reality. And there are circumstances where you will create difficulties for yourself simply by not recognizing what is true and real, okay? Possibly beyond the five senses. I'm picking up a lot of spiritual movement, okay? Yeah, really recognizing things beyond the happenings of duality, right? Recognizing that this dualistic nature is possibly some form of trap, okay? Some form of cyclical trap that goes on and on and on and on. And there is a greatness and a beauty to this, and being stuck within this dualistic nature, for some, okay, specifically you, if you are watching this channeled message, this may be entrapping you, okay? Something really entrapping you into the linear mind, okay? One way of doing things and not being able to really connect multidimensionally. And you were able to recognize all of this because you blocked. However, you may have done some form of protection spell. You may have done some affirmations. You may have paused and slowed down, done some meditating, really connected with singing bowls, okay? The bowls don't literally sing, of course, right? But simultaneously, to some, they do, right? So you recognizing some language that was just for you, okay? You recognizing, I'm picking up on so much heavy, okay, tribe, I'm picking up on so much heavy black magic, just searching for the words. Okay, you may have been attempting to find the words for something that may have been attempting to attach itself to you. Oh my goodness. The best way to describe this, the imagery coming to mind is of a child, and or even adults within children minds, in a negative context, the negative connotations of a child. Okay, and you may have done some form of shifting spiritually, no hierarchical nature, but you may be, during this lifetime, a part of the frequency of individuals that are here to possibly guide, display, embody higher vibrational energies. And this may look very different than what you would have perceived it to appear as in your linear mind state. Okay, and or it may look very different than what others may perceive it to be. Okay, because I'm just picking up this energy of things appearing real to not be true. Okay, and this may have been some form of projection. This could have been done because I'm picking up this binding energy, something attempting to bind you, falsely presenting a form of safety, but really it's entrapment. Okay, really not letting the spirit be free. Okay, and this is why you may identify as an artist, some form of engineer, some form of therapist, mystic, or system thinker. Okay, a system thinker, right? Thinking for yourself, and really being some form of revolutionary. Okay, and even if this is not on a macro scale, revolutionary in your own life, within your own existence, just really attaching to or allowing yourself to receive deeper meaning, deeper value beyond any superficialities or any materialistic things, right? I'm picking up this energy of what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong, okay? But in a positive context. It's so interesting. Something may have just been so inverted, right? And I'll put it this way. The imagery or the way I'm being guided to mention to you is the socioeconomic structures around the world globally. Something may be very significant about this. You may work in finance. You may have some concerns around finances, or someone connected to the situation is working in finance or in tech. I'm picking up a lot of information technology as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to check out that light language. Okay, someone's so you may be connecting with some form of light language as well. Okay, really activating some form of mediumship that there possibly was no language within the Western world for, and or being misdiagnosed with some form of clinical condition due to the lack of information and or an attempt to control and silence. Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of oppressive energy. So overall, you've accomplished successfully overcoming this. Okay, your future self has already left you the nuggets and the steps to take. Okay, so you're very clear on something. You are very clear within the identity, the self. Okay. Yeah. You are receiving your creations, however that resonates for you. In the context of whatever you are creating is manifesting from the spiritual into the physical, as above, so below energy, right? Your spiritual energy is matching your physical. And I'm just picking up this non-celebratory energy from maybe others that you may have felt would have been happy for you or celebratory as well. I'm picking up clair activating possibly as well, some form of change in your clairs, okay, and or your psychic gifts, your mediumship gifts, any different abilities that you associate with. So clair aliens is coming to mind. Clear smelling, sensing, sense with no physical source, often linked to spirits, memories, or environments, okay? So you're having definitive memories. You may be going through some form of deja vu and or deja rev, in the English language, okay? Really, okay. In the English language, deja rev, some form of prophetic dreams and or having very viscerally visible dreams, also astral traveling, okay? May be coming up as well. Something about astrocytes, again. So there's been some form of biological change that you have gone through. And the statement coming to mind is the separation from disbelief. And in that momentary separation from disbelief, you regrounding yourself in a space, okay? In a space of being now. being now, okay? So you grounded yourself in being adaptable. You've grounded yourself in being, okay? You've grounded yourself in being. There's no further description. You are simply being, okay? And there's something magnificent about this. And this may not be widely celebrated, as it may look very different, even for yourself. You may not have been celebrating it, right, tribe? But you may have been, the energy feels as though it's just so inversed, okay? This may have been some form of spiritual warfare. I'm really heavily picking it up in this reading. I've been trying to stay away from any of this spiritual warfare. Didn't even recognize in that moment. Okay, so you may not have recognized some form of spiritual warfare that was still attempting to take place, but you smell it, right? I'm picking up this, my nose can smell it. I smell that something's off. Someone may speak like this or say something like that. You may have heard that statement recently. Okay, you're too perceptive. You are too perceptive, tribe. Yeah, too perceptive. Something about this. Interesting. You may have even had, okay, I'm picking up this energy too of you being a bit hidden so that you can take time to, okay, yeah. All right, so I was guided to pull from the Psychic Tarot deck, okay? And all of the cards wanted to come out. Your psychic capacities are increasing tenfold. Half of the deck has fallen, right? So you may be in between realms, similarly to some others. Some you may hear other humans or other individuals speak on being in between realms, right? So I'm picking up a few things as well. Something about losing specific gifts, okay, so that you can gain more, okay? So for example, losing a status in society, losing a job, okay? And take this how it resonates for you, but losing something to really honestly truly make space for something better, okay? So a perceived loss, okay? And or energies just okay. I'm picking up to mention it this way because this energy, it's very familiar to you, okay? It's a very familiar energy, and it's the energy of resistance, oppression, suppression, okay? Somewhere in that frequency, and it may have been moving through, okay? And this is why I say it may have been, this is why I was picking up, it may have been some form of spiritual warfare, because it's almost as though there was, okay. Excuse me, spiritual release again, tribe. It's almost as though there was some form of vampiric energy that needs your energy to exist. And the moment that you recognize that there is no separation, that you have the choice to remove yourself from anything, it no longer has any power, possibly not even the power to exist, right? It's this weird energy of something weird in a negative context in this moment. Weird being one of the most beautiful things, right? Being different, but this energy of polarities, okay? If you exit some game and you take your power back like you have, this energy is unable to stay within the physical. This energy is forced back into, I'm picking up back into another realm, another dimension, okay? It's unable to exist any longer, yeah. The imagery coming to mind is, no matter where you are within life, individuals determining that they no longer will use finances and a new system is completely designed. Some form of relic, you may have been working with some form of relic, you may have come in contact with some form of relic, okay? Someone's name may be Susie, Stacy, someone's name may have an S in it. Something about the Soviet Union, okay. Someone may have a passed on loved one that was in some form of Soviet Union wanting to say something as well. Yeah, you were able to really pause before reacting to something, okay? Someone also may be chanting the word Om, okay? Really doing some chanting work. I did pick that up a bit as well in the automatic writing. So chanting mantras, okay? Someone may be a Leo, and or you're really stepping into this Leo energy to burn away any perceived blockages or energies attempting to create some form of self-sabotaging energy around you, Okay. And or on another timeline, this may be the energy that some external force is in, and you're picking this up. Okay, because the energy does not feel like yours, and you recognize this. All right, so with this, okay, looking at the laws of energy, okay, with the resistance energy, again, confirmation on seeing repeating ones. You may be in alignment if you're seeing as well 1111. I didn't mention that in the beginning as well, tribe. So you may be seeing 1111 as well, but something about laws of energy, resistance and non-resistance, right? Stopping the internal fight with realities. You've stopped the internal fight with realities. And since you have done this, any external perceived opposition, perceived separation, perceived deception, destruction, any negative and any lower vibrational energy that is attempting to have you in a space of internal conflict is not successful. Yeah, this is the best way to say it. It seems, and this is the imagery that came to mind, was a child that is attempting to a child upset that they have candy, I suppose. Right? So you recognize that you have some candy, and you may have another child or another human or something else that wants the candy, and the other child or other entity or anything external to you, right? Take it where it fits, tribe. But this is the imagery I have. So you have the saying coming, taking candy from a baby, right? So the baby is aware that it has the candy, and it's not interested in giving the candy away. Confirmation. I don't know if you heard that, tribe, but the baby is not giving the candy away, and I don't know, adults, children, whatever, anything, okay, anything with an existence coming to attempt to grab that candy is not going to have the candy, because the baby is aware of the candy that it has and is aware of the candy being something that it wants. Okay, so this, in relation to this imagery that I've provided, tribe, you would represent this baby, okay? This pure ball of light energy, very powerful, the divine's child, sacred, recognition and reward, okay? You recognize the rewards that you have gotten from the divine. You recognize your divinity. You recognize your sovereignty. You recognize your freedom. You recognize your voice. You recognize your power. Yeah, with love. The heart chakra. You've stabilized your heart chakra. It's not overactive. Your heart chakra is not overactive. It's not closed. You are free flowing, and you are in flow with the love of existence. Okay? This is the energy that I'm picking up. Okay? Yeah. You are not arguing something, right? And this is not passive. You are simply in a knowing, tribe. It feels so powerful. And this is why it was possibly hard to articulate. You have risen so far above. You have risen, tribe, so far above an energy that it's no longer even able to exist within your realm. How would I put this into words, tribe? Because the energy is there. It's a very familiar energy. So you are familiar with this energy. You just don't have a loss for words. No, you just don't have the words to describe. Okay. This example may assist. Why do horrible things happen? They just do. Why do amazing things happen? They just do. That's it. They just do. Right? And we can have contributing factors in different aspects that may impact leaning towards one or the other. But ultimately, even in the leaning is existing. Okay? Even in the leaning is existing. So you're no longer teetering and tottering between some form of argument within yourself or some form of internal fight. I'm picking up such an earnest, clear, concise peace. It's such a divine stability that you almost don't recall ever fighting. So something so magnificent, so immaculate, so perfect, that you don't even recall ever being upset. You don't recall ever being angry. You don't recall ever being hurt, right? Some of these everyday human experiences that we would go through during development, it's been wiped away. This is the energy. It's like, why would you do that? So something seeming so illogical. Something seeming so illogical. As we know, everything makes sense. It's the logic that catches up, right? So something is just attempting to catch up to you, but it's unable to exist within this realm. Simply put, tribe, simply put. And you'll take this and these examples into your specific situation, okay? We'll get more specifics on the situation that this may relate to. Okay, something, for example, even seeing racism, seeing sexism, seeing, and this is not to minimize anyone's personal experience in having these human experiences, right? We all go through things, right? No specific struggle is greater than or less than another struggle. A struggle is struggle, right? And you may have, you've refused or refuted or removed or blocked some form of struggle that was attempting to keep you or hold you in a specific place, a specific linear place. The South Pacific may be significant. You may be in the South Pacific. This is so interesting. Yeah, you're in this space of spiritual, okay? If you are not literally in this practical space consciously of patience and planning, spirit is. It seems that you have walked through some form of gates, okay? The imagery that is coming to mind through the imagery on this card is walking through gates, okay? Ascending ladders, going up, okay? Generally, I don't pick up this up and down energy. It's a deeper in, but and, okay. So within the physical realm, something is moving up for you, okay? Within the physical realm. Multidimensionally, you are going deeper within, okay? While still simultaneously being present, okay? As you have now gained some form of divine stability, okay? What appears to have been passive may not have been passive at all. I'm picking up strength, or the greatest changes the greatest changes happening internally, okay? And spiritually, energetically. So you've gone through some major shift and spiritual upgrade. If we digress to that moment where the camera shook a bit, it was so much coming at once. And then the deck of cards symbolically falling, representing the power of your hope. This hope energy. This you being this light, this ball, so you represent it if you look really closely. Okay, so you really paying attention to detail. You look really closely and you see inside this ball of light being held. Okay. All right. You may be doing some form of Reiki, okay? Reiki healing. I'm also picking up, or something about literally creating with your hands, or energy, the energy in your hands, working with chi, prana, okay? Either way, I digress. So you have recognized your electromagnetic being. You have recognized your light. You have recognized that you are the hope, and or you have associated and connected with hope. This may not be in the context of a specific person, group, something within the physical, but you've connected to something. Yeah. This is the truth. Triumphant success. Okay. Something may have been attempting to have you believe that you did not achieve something. This is such a strange energy. And strange is very positive, but this energy is, okay. So this is how it wants to be mentioned. Okay. You're making positive movement forward, okay, into abundance, towards whatever abundance is for you, whatever fulfillment would be for you. And you may exist within realms, communities, cultures, any form of dogmatic or any form of box, okay? You may exist within some form of box. Let's say this realm, physical reality, okay? Something that you can taste, you can touch physically, something that's here within the physical. And something may have been some form of spiritual warfare or energetic work being done to keep you focused on glass half empty energy. This is the image. Someone may have been drinking wine. There may have been substances involved, okay? I'm also picking up beer, okay? Not recommending this, and or some spiritual tools taking place. But anyway, something may have been attempting to keep you observing reality in this glass half empty energy. That's a simple way to put it into language. You found the simplest way, possibly choosing the unwalked path. Okay, yeah, you're speaking on this as well, tribe. Your throat chakra has been activated. There's been a change to the communication that you receive, similarly to the blue and the happening there. Yeah, you've connected with the universal all. You've connected with everything that is. You've connected with everything that is. Yeah, and stand your ground in reverse. There's no need for you to stand your ground because it's been taken care of. Okay, you have moved forward. This cyclical nature of being in a perpetual teetering and tottering of energy is gone. Yeah, it's done. It seems something has either been vaporized, something has just completely melted away. I'm picking up so much imagery. Candle wax melting. Okay, a bit of remote viewing happening now. Ooh, so there may have been some form of ritual at a very far distance from you that was taking place because your light is being felt interdimensionally. Okay, you literally are like the sun. This light here. Okay, really cutting through limiting beliefs, perceptual gaps. I'm picking up just showing a new way simply by existing. Right? I'm picking up your light imitating others' demons. Okay? Something about that. And this may not even be demons, daemons. This is a different species. Some form of species is intimidated by your energy. It's just so bizarre. Something is bizarre, strange, weird, and generally these have really great connotations. Wonderfully done, tribe. And this energy just feels, yeah, misplaced. Possibly not supposed to be, and no supposed to be's, right, tribe? Something just wanted you to embrace this not supposed to be energy. So strange. Some form of mirror magic, some form of just something attempting to cut you off from existence, okay? This doesn't feel like death magic. Death magic has a very aggressive energy at times. This is much more of a subtle action being taken, okay? And it may have to do with your neuroscience, right? Your literal physiology changing, okay? I'm picking up on this energy of within, let's look at, if we look at time linearly, okay, within the next 23 years, okay, within the next 5 years, it's going to be public knowledge of the human physiology evolving, going through some form of evolution, okay? This is going to be discussed. This is something that I'm being guided to mention now, okay? Oh, as I pull the card, remote viewing. You may literally be remote viewing into conversations. You may be literally, and this isn't happening, this may not be happening consciously for you, tribe. This may just be something that's happening because you're able to see with your eyes closed, right? You're able to see energetically where the energy is, where this energy that's being projected to you is coming from. Okay, my goodness. Feels very different. So what type of, some form of energy manipulation, panpsychism, yeah, the intrinsic nature of matter. Yeah, the imagery coming to mind now is the movie Lucy, the film Lucy, and there are moments where more parts of the brain activate within the specific person in the film, and those activated parts of the brain literally cause shifts within reality, and her capacity in the film to shift reality. So you may be experiencing reality shifting just by your thought alone. And the best way for me to describe this is, you have a negative thought and there's an earthquake. You have a positive thought and the sun is shining and life is growing. This energy, it feels so primordial because that was at the very beginning of the reading with this blocking energy and that X. I felt a very primordial energy that may not want to be named right now. Okay? Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, with this blocking energy. You have opened a dimensional portal. You have opened a portal into something. Somewhere, you are the portal. I'm picking up the Taurus field. There may be not so secret societies, groups, gangs, cults, cartels, mafias that are aware of this energy as well within your tribe. You yourself might identify as some form of alien, some form of hybrid. Yeah. Something is known and you've let it go. Something is known and you've let it go. You're no longer, again, just separating the deck at panpsychism. So panpsychism, similar to animism, is a fundamental feature of all physical matter, from subatomic particles to complex brains. The number 25 again. So 2 and 5 may be very significant as well. Okay. You may pick up things within this card. Okay, so, and this symbolism too. So something about sound is significant. Okay. Also, theta brainwaves may be coming to mind. Something about theta brainwaves. Okay, you fully understanding spirituality is reality. And this may be, that may not resonate for everyone, but if you know, you know. Okay. So, yeah. You're no longer resisting something, and so it is no longer resisting you. This feels like a complete synergy and harmony, and now that you're synergizing and harmoning something, okay. You may have been led to believe that you synergizing, you being your full authentic self, you existing, you proclaiming your sovereignty, your confidence being mistaken as pride or ego, you celebrating yourself being so mistaken. It's just such a strange energy. We're just, someone may use this language, okay, because if we look at Mr. Hall, would look at strange, weird, different as very positive. So this energy of a passed on loved one or an ancestor or maybe even elders, this is just weird or strange. Okay, something being incomprehensible for some other individual, group, society, parts of society, it's inconceivable. Okay, maybe even in a negative context. Okay, so also something about some inconceivable things have taken place in a negative context. Okay, someone's name may be Kavita. Okay, energetically sending love globally, truth protectors, light warrior, building the trust as a community. Okay, so you're redefining what trust means within a community. Okay, you're really embodying some new trust. Okay, you're getting full stars for depth, 7 stars for depth, 4 for comfort, 7 stars for transformative potential. So you are a transformative energy. Okay, I'm picking up a catalyst energy. The number 16 may be significant as well. So spiritually, you've earned many stars. The energy coming to mind is being a child, or I'm picking up a lot of child energy. So something significant about that. Someone may be having a child. Someone may be birthing something new. You may be being viewed as a child or innocent. Okay, your innocence. But either way, the imagery of someone in grade school getting a star mark, A+, from the divine spiritually. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Someone may have been eating cherries or some specific fruits, maybe some red fruits. Okay. Your fruits are ripe for the picking. Okay. And I was digress to this imagery that I had of this candy. Someone may have been eating candy, a lollipop. Okay. Some form of candy, specifically red. I'm picking up a red candy. But you're in higher states of clarity without disassociation, play without denial, belief without rigidity, skepticism without cynicism. Okay. Yeah. There may have been some very there may have been some form of cynicism taking place. I suppose this would be a good word for a tribe. And the light language that came through was Okay, I'll do some research into that tribe, maybe post later or comment under what that's to be interpreted as. If it's familiar to you, then confirmation. Okay, you may be able to understand light language. This is something coming up as well. Okay. Yeah, you may have taken time to attempt to figure out what that energy was, and some unnameable energy that you may have been experiencing, and you just did. You just recognized to burn away the blockages. It's very simple and straightforward. Yeah. okay? Because in your cards, you have hope, current state of being, hope, you embodying this energy in the near future as well. If we look at time linearly, triumphant success, and then ultimate future, positive movement forward into abundance. However that looks for you, tribe. Excuse me. Someone may be on a sailboat taking sail, okay? Someone may be working with some form of precious metals, okay? Something may be significant about that. I'm almost picking this energy up of resurrection, something rising up from the dead or perceived dead, okay? Some form of resurrection, okay? You've risen, you've revived, you're back. Very interesting energy, tribe. Ooh, love it. Okay. I'm being guided to possibly connect with some ancestors or passed on loved ones for you all. Even further, let's see, what do they want to say from the dead? Okay. Someone may have been in some form of masonry group, okay, with the letter G. Someone may be a mason. As far as the group and or cult, gang, cartel, mafia, and or someone may work again with precious metals. Someone may have gotten cut recently. Someone may have passed away from getting cut or stabbed. Okay. Someone may have gotten cut. Okay. There may be a playful energy or a playful spirit in your energy as well. I'm picking up Fae energy. Something about the GI Bill. And take what resonates, tribe. I know not all of you are within the Western world, but if you had any family members within some form of military in your country or area or region, okay? Yeah, and I picked it up too, some Fae energy. Okay, oop. There you go. Some Fae energy. You may have some Fae energies that are just having a ball playing with you, okay? Maybe even in the astrals. Okay. Someone's name may have been Fae. Okay. Someone's name may be Andy. Okay, I'm also picking up Toy Story. A lot of nostalgic energy here. Something being nostalgic. Or someone reminiscing about something. What do you want them to know? Okay. Something may have happened in the ER. Someone may be an ER nurse. Someone may work in an emergency room or being in a state of emergency. Where? I'm being guided to ask where. So, your country or region may start with the letter I, something about 3 eyes. Oh, okay. I'm picking up 3-Eye Atlas. This energy of 3-Eye Atlas. Okay. There's going to be some form of meeting that's happening. Okay. And this may be within interdimensional plane. This may not be within the physical realm. There's some form of, I'm picking up the word convergence. Okay. There's either going to be an example and or something taking a sample. Okay. Someone may have taken a sample of some form of drug or substance or, okay. I'm picking up Loosh energy as well. All right, so the past on loved ones are definitively bringing confirmation for anyone that may have been questioning things about energy harvesting or things like this. Yes, it's a confirmation if you had questions. Yes, I'm picking up AI as well as IA. Okay, so Indonesia is coming to mind for some reason. Okay, Indonesia. Confirmation. Okay, so I'm picking up ethical hacking or unethical hacking, something happening in Indonesia. Okay. What about that place? Okay, so some form of spiritual warfare, possibly coming from individual or individuals within Indonesia, or some form of backfire happening there. Doi. So I'm picking up Homer Simpson where he says do, dang it, darn it, damn it. Someone may have loved, a past on level may have loved Homer Simpsons. Okay, or the Simpsons. Someone's name may be Homer. Something about paying homage. Okay. All right, someone may have some form of not doi. I'm also picking up the Philippines right now. So between the Philippines and Indonesia, okay, something happening in that region of the world. I'm picking up literal geographical locations, okay, based on the standard map and definition of this. Something about at dawn. Yeah, I was picking up, so Georgia, something, so some form of government entity and or body is doing some form of testing or convergence in Indonesia and or the Philippines at dawn. And this may be some testing around some form of cancerous chemical or substance or something that can inflict or cause these forms of cancers. Something about tannins. Not how, okay. So the foe to tannins, okay. Let's look up tannins again. I haven't heard that word in a while. Oh, tannins in water. Natural organic compounds from decaying plants, causing a tea-like yellow-brown color and bitter taste. A musty smell often seen in well or surface water. Interesting. Okay. So pass on loved one and or the gods or spirits are someone may have been poisoned by water. Some form of liquid poisoning. All right, y'all, give a positive message. We don't want to get so deep. Okay. Okay. Someone, oh my goodness. Someone may be getting arrested. Someone may have been arrested. Someone's saying, yo. Someone is saying, yo. Yosef, Yojer, Roger. Someone may be of a Latin descent as well. Yeah. Someone's passed on loved one, and this will be some confirmations if someone has been stabbed, poisoned, okay, or died of some form of ingestion of something. EFR, okay, those letters may be significant. I'm picking up Narcan and niacin. Niacin, okay, this vitamin, niacin. Someone's name may be Nia and or Mia. Okay, someone's name may have been Nia or Mia. It. Something about touch it. If you had some form of immediate question around touching something, this would be significant. Yeah, something is going to be like out of a film or movie. Something about the A&E channel. Okay. Confirmation. Don't know if you heard that. Again with the ER. A. A spelled EY though. A. EY. Someone's name may be Eli. Elijah. Okay, so maybe some vampiric energies. Yeah. Okay. So if someone had to go to the ER in the day, I'm picking up dia, okay? So day in the dia. Okay. If someone had to go to the ER in the day, or something about going to the ER in the day, getting an x-ray, this imagery of this rushing imagery, okay? Something about tears, okay? When I hear the word said, I'm hearing tears as crying, but spelled out tear as in appear, okay? So different levels. So you are now in the day tier. That will mean something for someone. Okay, something about full-time. Okay, so you may be stepping into some form of spiritual work and or really connecting with spiritualists. Someone's name may be Agatha. Someone may have gagged or gauge, something about gauging something. Okay, someone may have been gouged or something gouging. Okay, some energy attempting to pierce through your protection, possibly. We asked for positive message, tribe, and interesting. I don't know how to say this name. Ija, and I believe that this is connecting. So you may be connecting Ija. I believe this is in specific spiritual religion or some form of religion. Ija. Okay, some form of jinjitsu. So you may have been in some form of spiritual battle or warfare in your dreams as well. And something about the name Ija. I'm picking this up as, again, going back to the very beginning of the read with this Hinduism, Buddhism, okay, or some form of Vedic astrology. Something burning away this negative energy. Okay, but let me, where else do I need to go? Okay, something about the 13th of the month, or 13 months. Okay. So there may have been something, okay, a passed on loved one is letting you know so giving this example, specific companies and organizations that are corrupt, protecting or confirmation, yeah. So there may be certain groups that are attempting to offer some form of protection to you that you don't need, because this is a cover-up to actually attempt to harm, okay? So really think about this, okay? We want to bring that energy into here, man. So something about CPS, which is called by a different name in other countries, but Child Protective Services, and something about pedo. Okay, you can fill in the rest. Something about ball. Okay. So some form of sacrificial energy. So you possibly being marked as some form of sacrifice, and or in the spiritual realm, there was a sacrifice to protect you. Okay, something about MK Ultra, substance trafficking, sadistic BDSM hypnosis, and brainwashing. Okay, that may be significant for someone. Someone's name may be Robert or David. Excuse me, spiritual release. Yeah. You're getting some new information on how to study existence itself, okay, tribe? Really tapping in. Something about tapping in and happening, okay? Yeah, you may be some form of polymath, okay? You may be some form of polymath. Okay. Something about being so fulfilled that you willingly share. Okay. So this is that positive energy coming in around from this hope and this triumphant, successful energy that we picked up earlier. Okay. Now these energies got a little different. Something was just letting you know, hey, they may have been, if you had any questions on somebody being poisoned or some form of sabotage, okay, of a loved one, possibly. Imagery's a little dark, but moving forward. Reminder that you're magical 24/7 and okay. So if you had any concerns about a passed on loved one not being at peace, okay, I'm picking up this energy of them saying that their focus is on the light. So they may want you to reflect on this as well, tribe. Okay. Ooh. So either way, you will be getting, thank you. So you will be getting some form of clarification and or message from a passed on loved one in relation to this, okay? And I'm going to wrap up with the Sacred Spirit Oracle deck. Wow, something may have even come as far back from a past life. Yeah. As I split the deck, reclaim your mind. Okay? If you are not doing this, you have already done it. You've reclaimed your mind. Okay? And we have at the bottom of the deck, Galactic Healer. Okay? You've reclaimed your mind, and this is allowing you to step into this Galactic Healer energy. Okay? And it may look very different than you would have thought. Okay, I keep getting a reference to this imagery, something about the imagery not matching, okay? Something that you thought was one thing is actually different in a positive context in relation to yourself as soon as you've stopped this internal struggle and fight. Or perceived internal struggle or fight. Yeah, energy signature. The past is in the present. Okay, and do you see this energy being blasted to Earth, right? So really being multidimensional and looking at, so something about quantum physics as well, looking at time and energy differently. Okay, and I'm being guided to read directly from the guidebook on this one, tribe. So, energy signature. The past is in the present. Expose what has been hidden. So if you're being called, tribe, to really mention and or articulate something similarly to what these energies wanted to bring up, right? Some form of horrific acts, okay? Now it's time to make that change. With the number 14 being here, breaking down into a 5, now it's time to make that change. In this moment, 5 representing, I'm being guided to pick up as change, okay? So, understanding that everything is energy in the air we breathe, the elements, emotions, sounds, animals, people, our thoughts, all of this is energy. Quantum physics seeks to explain these phenomena. Denser or heavier energy can be felt by a human being's normal senses. Most people will already understand what it feels like to walk in a room where an argument just has taken place, filled with an unseen tension. People react to these sensations, perhaps with an immediate awkwardness or a feeling that they need to vacate the building. As people progress through life, familiar experiences such as patterned behaviors become more clear and evident as you pay attention to the energy of the environment, people, social gatherings, events, and places around you. It's up to you, though, to be proactive with this sense of inner vision. Often you may find yourself saying, I have felt this before, or I recognize this, but I'm not sure why. Literally what we've been discussing a bit within the reading, right? This energy being familiar, this energy signature, okay? Currently, you are being asked to read the energy of this issue and the people surrounding these circumstances. You must shine a spotlight and use all of your senses to remove these masks and expose the energy that is being hidden from you. Not only will you identify insincere and dishonest people, you will begin to understand patterns that you have created in your life that aren't serving you to the fullest. Right now, you must use your sensory and intuitive intelligence for answers. You have experienced this type of energy before, but you must ask, what is it? When recognized, you can adapt and modify your behavior and actions accordingly to avoid unnecessary arguments, tension, and toxic situations in your social, work, or family environments. When practiced, reading the energy signatures of your environment become a built-in intuitive warning system. Prior to an issue occurring, you have the visibility and ability to okay, pausing, tribe. Something about distractions as well. Ooh, something. This energy feels heavy, tribe. Okay, let's see though. Yeah. Just releasing this energy a bit. Interesting. Confirmation. Woo. Okay, so I'm picking up false love, false light. And there may be some form of party and or celebration. Okay? Anyway. When practice, reading the energy signatures of your environment becomes a built-in intuitive warning system. Prior to an issue occurring, you have the possibility of avoiding explosive exchanges, accidents, conflict, or confrontation as it becomes in line with your flight or fight response, creating self-awareness and energetic resilience. Okay. Shadow aspect, fear-mongering, secrecy, escapist. Sacred crystal, blue lace agate. Angel assistance, Archangel Gabriel, clear communication, music, and creative writing. Affirmation, I remove the illusion that hides the truth. The answer is before me. All right, tribe? Okay.